Hi, good morning, everyone. Welcome to my workshop. So let's wait for the rest to come in and we'll start at 9:50 sharp. Three more minutes, then we'll begin. I hope I don't go over time this time around. Whew.
Recording in progress.
All right, 9:50. Good morning, everyone. So welcome to my workshop. Okay, we have quite a number of people still coming in. So welcome to workshop E. All right, and my name is Mr. Joseph Pang. Okay, just call me Joe. All right, I prefer people to call me Joe. And welcome to my workshop entitled "Say What? Fighting Zoom Fatigue Through Code Names in Generation C Learners." All right, so I think this topic or this particular workshop of mine is going to be quite helpful. Okay, in a sense that I'm very excited and I'm very happy to share my experiences and my knowledge as to how I managed to revigorate my language class to engage my students more using something that I love the most, games. All right, so yeah, hi. Good morning. So I do see quite a number of familiar faces here. So welcome back. Okay, thank you for supporting my workshop year after year. Okay, for those of you who are new to ESAP, I've been an fervent participant of ESAP since since I joined Sunway. So I'm now a senior lecturer in Sunway College, Johor Bahru. I teach namely the diploma and degree students knowledge management and critical thinking skills. Not only that, sometimes I'm required to teach IELTS and certain language enrichment subjects for the VU program. So that's a little bit of history about me. Before I started in Sunway, and I've taught in an international school before, IGCSE and IB MYP program. All right. So without further ado, I have still a lot of people coming in. All right. So without further ado, let's go into today's objective. All right. We have quite a number of people today. We're quite a number of people today. So the more that we have, the merrier. Because at the end of the session, if we have time, we're gonna try a little bit of demo. Okay, try a bit of demo of this game so that everybody knows what this game is about and how do you implement them in your class. All right. So let's get started. So today we're gonna have 4 different objectives. All right. So first of all, I'm gonna highlight the benefits of using code names to enhance the online and classroom experience. All right. So now, because of the ongoing pandemic, our classes are moving online, and we are adopting this blended approach to our learning, especially tertiary education. Okay, and not only that, I think secondary school teachers, we have quite a number of secondary school teachers here, are sort of just starting to adapt this blended classroom sort of a thing. All right, because if according to our national recovery plan, schools are not expected to open until at least phase 3. All right, and then we are still currently all under phase 1, okay, except if you are from certain states, okay, in Malaysia, you're lucky enough to be in phase 2 or phase 3 right now, right? Then good, all right, but if not, for us, we are foreseeing that we are going to be online throughout this year. All right. So what better way to start adopting, all right, a new software or something that is new, people never heard of before, in order to enhance or enrich our online and blended classroom experience. And not only that, we want to use games and classroom gamification to capture Generation C's attention. Now, this term might be a bit new for a lot of you. All right, Generation C students. What are Generation C students? I'm going to be talking about it later, okay? And I'm also going to be demonstrating the usage of code names to enrich the language classroom. I'm going to be showing you how we use this particular software or this particular website, in fact, all right, to enrich our language classroom. And not only that, lastly, I hope to inspire all of you to create code name to create and use code names in order to combat Zoom fatigue. There is a missing "and" there. I'm sorry. All right. So, but later you will see why I say create and use, all right, code names to combat Zoom fatigue, right? Because you will find that this software is extremely versatile, and you can either use the prepared word list or you can create your own your needs, right? So, all right. So let's move on now. Let's address the big elephant in the room. COVID-19, are we more prepared? Now, the last time I sort of saw all of you, last year I sort of did the same, I sort of did almost the same, but I used TikTok. Okay, last year I sort of explored TikTok, and this year, okay, we are going into a more prepared situation because of COVID, in terms of our class. All right, so the main question that I want to ask, or we are considering, is that we're considering is, are we more prepared in our classroom now? Are we more prepared in our teaching and learning planning? All right. So the pandemic has pushed all of our face-to-face classes online, for better or for worse. This is an undeniable fact from last year until now. All right. We thought that was going to be a temporary thing. All right. We thought it's going to be like a 2-week, 3 months, even like 6 months kind of a thing. All right. But now it turns out that it's 1 whole year. It's maybe 2 years. All right. It's nearly 2 years. Okay. If it continues all the way until December, like for us at least, it's nearly 2 years. All right. We've been doing it online. All right. So for better or for worse, we're stuck with it. And for me, I feel that it's a good thing, because last time when I did ESAP presentations or even past research, we always found that teachers in general, especially secondary school teachers, have been quite slow in the uptake of computer assisted language learning. Okay, and all of us are more comfortable. Even I, to be quite frank, prefers the more traditional, in-class face-to-face experience. by right, that should be the ideal, isn't it? But because of this situation, and it looks like it's not going to get better, right? So we are stuck online. Okay, we are stuck doing online. So are we doing our best, all right, to give it our 100% to our students? And our students, are they feeling disadvantaged by this online stuff? All right, so are we doing our best here? So are we are we getting engaged? Okay, are we getting are we getting them engaged online? Okay, as equally as a physical engagement? All right, so for me, I've always tried to engage my students online, okay, as I am in the physical classes. However, there are a lot of things that are impeding that particular goal, in the sense that, you know, we like that face-to-face contact, we like that, you know, we like that eye contact, we like the sense of belonging with them. You know, there's something different regarding the face-to-face class compared to an online class. It's so, for me, it feels a bit impersonal, and that poses a very big challenge, especially in my language classes. All right, so I teach, for my class, I teach the VU English for Business Enrichment Program. VU stands for Victoria University. All right, so they come in for about 4 months of intensive English class, 10 hours per week under me. All right, so usually I do a lot of engagement games, you know, activities, presentations with them in class. But so ever since we moved our class online, I find it to be quite challenging, not a bit, but very challenging, in order to engage them further. All right, these students that I handle came in with quite a low proficiency level of English, and they need to reach at least IELTS 4 or 5. Okay, at least IELTS 4. Okay, they come in with IELTS 1 or 2. All right, but by the end of the 4 months, I need to get them to at least IELTS 4. All right, and that poses an extremely big challenge, especially if you're doing it online. So for the past 1 year or so, I've been exploring different options in order to engage my class a lot more. I've used all the other softwares out there that everybody can think of: Kahoot, Padlet. All right, last year I used TikTok. Okay, there are a lot of games I play online with them. All right, but there's one game in particular that I feel that it's a reason to share with all of you, because it's just so fun and engaging. Okay, and the potential of it is just sky high. All right, so this is why I'm here to share with all of you today. And I feel that now as educators, we are a lot more prepared and we are better equipped. Unlike last year. Last year, we are just like, you know, the blind leading the blind. All right, we don't even know how to use Zoom. We don't even know how to use Teams. We don't have the softwares at our disposal. Okay, it's like I never used Padlet before until like last year. All right, I know my pre-U colleagues, my pre-university colleagues have used them before in their bring your own device program in the class. Okay, so I mean that the BYOD team really did help the rest of the other departments, at least in Sunway JB. All right, but personally, I do a lot of exploring, okay, in terms of what other things to engage my class with, or what other things to use to teach my classes last time. All right, because it was such a sudden, you know, a transition into online. All right, so in the middle of the week, to be quite honest. All right, so when you have lectures, when you have lessons planned that requires face-to-face class, the sudden and abrupt transition can mess up quite a number of your plans. So last year we were quite chaotic, okay, and thus this year I think that a lot of us are more equipped and more prepared. All right, most of you here have bought yourself a microphone, all right, or a webcam, or a headset, all right, or a ring light, okay, or you know, tech stuff to help you in your classes. You are much better equipped, and you have attended trainings and you have attended symposiums to find out what other resources out there you can use in order to make your online classes more engaging. And this is one of them. All right. So wait. Okay. So I want to compare our reactions, or our thoughts, or I would like to say our worldview from last year to this year. All right. Last year, okay, a lot of our responses have been reactionary towards this pandemic. All right, we are reacting to the situation. We are not prepared. Okay, we are just reacting according to the situation, because we are holding on to the hope that, you know, schools will reopen soon. We're going to do our face-to-face class soon. This is only temporary. All right. So we are reacting according to the situation. We are not taking, okay, at least from my own personal experience, we're just praying and hoping that we are able to resume face-to-face classes. We are not giving our best shot in terms of making our online classes a lot more engaging than it can be, okay, or it should be, all right? Because we are just like, okay, temporary, only 2 months. Next month, we're going to do face-to-face, all right? So we're not going to invest so much time or effort into this particular software. It has been reactionary at best. But this year, okay, I'm hoping, or I'm seeing, okay, that we are a lot more progressive in terms of our teaching and learning planning. All right, so we every single one of our lessons, okay, in our minds right now, it's like, okay, what happens if it goes online? Okay, we plan online first, because to be quite frank, all of us here are experts in face-to-face teaching. All right, so if I were to ask you to just teach, okay, teach speaking tomorrow to this bunch of students, I think all of us here are very prepared in terms of that. All of us here are, knowledgeable in terms of that. But in terms of planning an online class, it's a step up. All right, if you're not used to the online medium, it takes a lot of planning, it takes a lot of researching, it takes a lot of resource management to plan this type of online classes. So I feel that this year, okay, when the MCO was first announced, when we say that everything is online, I think a lot of us are a lot more prepared in this sense. All right, we have our PowerPoint slides, we have our Google, we have Google Meets all set up. Right, those of you who use Zoom, okay, your Zoom is all set up. You know what softwares, what websites to use. All right, just the other day I was on Facebook and I saw that one of my friends who is actually teaching in a government school is sharing this list of websites that can engage our online classes. Okay, so I DM'd her and I said that, okay, there's this one website, codenames online, that you can also use as well. You can also add into your list. Okay, so you see, we are sharing, okay, information even during this pandemic season. All right, so I feel that we as teachers can be a lot more progressive, can be a lot more in a lot more planned, okay, in terms of our lesson planning this time around, right? And how has your online teaching game improved compared to last year? All right, so may I have a little bit of feedback here? Lindsay Ashley De La Paz, hi, good morning. So would you like to share how has your online teaching game improved compared to last year?
Okay, good morning. Just to short introduce myself, I'm from Philippines. So there.
Yeah, hi.
How yeah. So how has my online teaching game? Actually, I could say it gets improved now because when you mentioned, I'm actually using the Padlet, and then I was able to distinguish or how to make sure that there's groupings in my class using the Google Meet. So there, I could say it improves compare last year that I have no idea how to make it done.
Yes, selamat, Lindsay. Okay, okay, very good. All right, this is it. This is what I expect, and this is what I found out as well. Okay, not only in Malaysia, not only in the local context as in Sunway JB. All right, Sunway as a whole, and even Malaysia as a whole. Tertiary education, secondary education. I even noticed this pattern in my niece's kindergarten class. Okay, last year I've witnessed how the teachers, kindergarten teachers, struggle to engage the students online. Okay, they canceled class for quite some time. Okay, they're busy planning, and then the online teaching game was like disconnected in a sense. But this year everything was stepped up. Okay, the teachers went through training. They know what to do. Okay, they know which videos to use, which songs to engage my niece and the rest of her peers. And I feel that we as tertiary educators and secondary educators, we are a lot more proficient in terms of that. Okay, because we are a lot more resourceful in terms of looking for all these other sources. Definitely all of us have stepped up and improved this time around. Therefore, today I'm going to be arming you with another weapon that you can use in class. If let's say your students are Padlet again, Kahoot again, which is what my students have been telling me, to be quite honest. Teacher, Kahoot again. They played Kahoot until they are bored. You see, we are not dealing with an easily impressed generation. We are actually dealing with a generation I like to call Generation COVID or Generation C. All right, and the engagement level is low, and they get bored extremely easily. They cannot go out. Okay, they cannot go out. They cannot hang out. They cannot go out for movies. They cannot go and do the things that usually teenagers do. Right? They're cooped up at home, and they are very much disengaged, and the tolerance level for the need for something novel, for something new is very, very high. You do Kahoot with them one time, they might feel engaged. You might do Kahoot with them 2 times, they might feel that, hey, it's okay. You do Kahoot with them 3 times, they're like, again? Okay, they are disengaged. That's what I found out with my students. After 3 Kahoot sessions, they are like, again, sir, again. Okay, they are like, they don't even have the drive to compete for the answers anymore. And this is what I found out. Okay, and for us, we as for us, this is an added challenge for all of us teaching Generation C students, because we constantly need to pull, all right, the rabbit out of our proverbial hats, all right, in order to engage them a lot more. So what is Zoom fatigue? Okay, some of you may have heard of this term before. Okay, for what is it in its entirety? So in our online classes, everybody's minds are, ideally together. Okay, you are hoping that ideally everybody is connected there mentally with you. All right, but our bodies do not. Okay, and the human body is quite strange. All right, the human body sort of can trick itself at the same time it knows it's not being tricked. Okay, so if we are in an online class like right now, okay, right now I'm giving a presentation in this symposium. Okay, even though I'm physically here, but for some reason I don't see all of you. Okay, I was just telling Naomi yesterday inside the speakers WhatsApp group, in the ESAP speakers WhatsApp group, that I miss the face-to-face conference feel. Okay, because I told her like last year, I told her like 2 years ago, around this time, around Fridays afternoon, 1 or 2, it's the time that I would drive up to KL. Okay, I'm from JB, by the way. JB is like very near to Singapore, it's south of Malaysia. Right, so for those like for Lindsay, okay, if you're wondering where I am, okay, I'm very close to Singapore, and KL is like in the middle of it. So every year I would drive up to KL to attend, to present in this ESAP symposium. And last year and this year has been online. So there is a disconnect, okay, with me and my team over in KL. So I was like, even though I'm physically here, I can like, engage with all of you virtually, and I know you're gonna engage with me, but our bodies are not there. We are not there physically. And this causes our minds, okay, and this causes our minds to have this thing called cognitive dissonance. Okay, according to Bullock, Colvin, and Jackson 2021, okay, the most recent research I can find, right, this causes something called cognitive dissonance. There is a disconnect between our mind and our body, and this causes exhaustion, okay, because of these conflicting feelings. Your mind is there. Your mind is engaged. Your body just doesn't feel engaged. You are there. You're just sitting in front of your desk, facing a computer, all right, and you disconnected. Okay, like to be quite honest, just now in Professor Oxhead's presentation, like for the first, like in the middle, like after 10 minutes or so, I drifted off. Okay, my mind sort of wandered off a little bit because I'm not there. Okay, I'm physically not there. When you're not there physically, your mind disconnects. Your mind tends to stray from that, because there is no connection between your physical body and your mental state. And this, according to Bullock, Colvin, and Jackson, can manifest either physically, emotionally, or mentally. Okay, physically is your physical tiredness, looking at a screen, staring at the lights, all the time. Okay, because if you're saying we're in face-to-face, most is like we are looking at a projector, all right? But like if we are physically there, we are there, we are able to stand, we are able to talk, make eye contact, all right? Physical things. But now online class, we are seated down, we are facing the computer, and then we are just like doing this. Okay, and this is what our students are doing. Worse, if they don't turn on their webcams, okay, you don't even know whether they're there or not. It's as if you're teaching to an empty wall. Okay, this is why I require my students, my degree students, my diploma students to turn on their webcams. If they don't turn on their webcams, I don't count them as present in my class. All right, but because if I give them a chance not to turn on their webcams, they will not turn it on. Okay, and then you will not know, okay, whether they're there or not. Okay, and then you don't know whether they're engaged or not. You don't even know whether you're teaching to a class full of students or you're teaching to a class full of robots. You don't even know that. All right, and that creates both stress for us as educators and to the students, because to the students, the webcams will turn off, okay, but they might be listening to you. Okay, but since you feel demotivated, okay, you feel like you're not engaging the class, your tone shifts, okay, everything changes, your emotions get affected, okay, your mental condition gets affected, it affects the whole lesson. And in turn, it's a positive feedback loop. All right, so it affects the students affected you, and it goes round and round and round. Emotionally, students don't see their friends. Okay, they are not able to see their friends, they're not able to talk to their friends. Okay, they're not able to do the things that they normally do in school, co-curricular activities, chatting with their best friends. Yes, they can use softwares like Discord, WhatsApp, and all of this other stuff to help them, but there's a big disconnect, and mentally they feel tired. Okay, they just feel tired mentally, just with all the things that's happening around us right now. Okay, and then plus the fact that they feel as if that they're not getting much from their education. This is especially true in tertiary education, right? So they might feel mentally exhausted, all right, just tired. Everybody's just tired at this point, all right? So it can cause severe disconnect and disengagement among learners, and this is what I found out, especially in my degree VU for English classes, all right? There's severe disconnect. Even my most enthusiastic student in class, okay, disconnected, right? He switched off his webcam, and then last time in class, he is trying his very best to engage, to talk to me in English. Okay, but once by week 3 of the online class, he switched off his webcam, he's muted his mic. I asked him questions, he replied using 1 or 2 words, not like his usual self. All right, so there's a lot of disconnect and disengagement going on there. All right, until I start to implement, games in the class. All right, new games in the class. All right, so what are Generation C students? Now, this is the thing that I'm very sure all of you here are Generation C. I thought we are still in Generation Z. All right, so what is Generation C? Now, Generation C are what I like to call Generation COVID students, or Generation COVID-19 students that are being yes, okay, Generation COVID students. Okay, because they are essentially an evolved version of Generation Z students. Z becomes C. Get it? Okay, so it's a term that I coined. Okay, wait until I publish this paper first before you start quoting me. All right, so it's a term that I coined. All right, so these are the current students, okay, being disadvantaged the longer the lockdowns persist. All right, the longer our lockdowns go on, the longer these people are going to feel disadvantaged, and these people essentially are Generation Z. Okay, Generation Z students, and we talked about Generation Z before. Okay, all of you here are equipped to teach Generation Z students. They are technologically savvy, they're self-motivated, okay, they are engaged, okay, they have a need for instant gratification. Now, what has this pandemic changed them to? It changed them to Generation Z, to Generation C. Okay, it's a particular special type of generation that only happens during lockdown. Why? Because it creates technologically empathic students. Remember, Generation Z students are technologically savvy. They are born into technology. Okay, they're born into technology. They are born knowing how to use touchscreen. All right. However, okay, Generation C, Generation COVID, okay, COVID has changed them to be technologically empathic. They don't feel special anymore. They are like, I know. Okay, that type. The softwares, the games that they use, the communication tool that they use are no longer special to them. Ask them what are their opinions on. Ask them what are their opinions on technology. They are like, okay, they don't care. The generation of don't care, generation of just tired of everything. Okay, this is what we call technologically empathic. All right, generation. And Generation Z students, your former students of 2 years back, they are self-motivated. They know what they want. Okay, they know what they want. They know what they want to do. Okay, so they know what they want. Okay, and then they're self-motivated. They can push themselves. Okay, they require minimal motivation from the teachers last time. I mean, I'm speaking in terms of tertiary education. I know secondary education, quite a number of them still need a lot of extrinsic motivation or even intrinsic motivation to the teachers. This is why I salute the government school teachers, or even like secondary school teachers, primary school teachers. I really salute them. Okay, at least for varsity, at the varsity level, tertiary level students, mostly are self-motivated, but now it has changed them to unmotivated. I think you can see this trend in secondary school children as well. Okay, secondary school children and primary school children, they're just unmotivated. All they want is just sit down, okay, sleep and watch YouTube and just do whatever that they want, because they don't feel engaged in class anymore. Unlike last time, if let's say they go to school, they're able to talk to their friends, they look forward to go to school because of the friends, okay, because of co-curriculum activities or even certain things that they may look forward after school. take tuition classes or hangout sessions or anything after that. Students have something to look forward to, but now they don't. Okay, last time, okay, like Generation Z students embraces diversity, but now, okay, now Generation C students, because we're so disconnected from each other, we cannot hang out, we yearn meaningful connections. All right, no longer is texting, okay, no longer is texting enough. Okay, the video calling, it can only engage you for so long. All right, so students now, they yearn meaningful connections. They want to talk deeply, face to face with their friends, have fun, with their friends, with the teachers, but they're not getting that. All right, and then Generation C students, last time, they have a selective attention. They know which one is important to them. Okay, they know that this thing is important to them, they will listen. If they know that this thing is important, they will listen. But now they have this thing called, or they have this thing called, I like to call tune out syndrome. Okay, they tune out. Okay, they just block everything out. Okay, in a Zoom class right now, you may be staring at the screen, looking at me, explaining stuff, but at the end of the day, your minds are tuning out. Okay, you are focused somewhere else. Okay, you're focused somewhere else. And this can be attributed to a number of factors. Okay, it can be factors beyond the control. Sometimes it's environmental, okay, distractions that is around them, because I am aware that students sometimes they share one device. All right, even in tertiary, okay, they share one device. The younger siblings are using it for the online class, and he or she is using it for the classes, in the uni as well. So sometimes they take turns. I even receive an email from my students, from my student that sometimes they have to use the phone, okay, or sometimes they use the phone, or sometimes the laptop, or sometimes they have to go somewhere else in order to attend class because the sister or the sister need to use them or something like that. All right, so. Because sometimes in my classes, I do require them to do PowerPoint presentations and breakout room PowerPoint presentations and present in class. So like this student, if let's say she is using her phone, she is not able to do PowerPoints, then she'll tell me, okay, the younger sister or younger brother is using the laptop. All right, so you see, they tune out quite a bit if let's say they're not there. All right, if they're not there, they're not engaged, they tune out a lot. Generation C students are by far our most vulnerable generation. Yes, I will be definitely showing you how to use the codenames game. All right, just wait a little bit. All right, lastly, Generation Z students, they want instant gratification or instant feedback. This is one of the key traits, and this is still one of the key traits because they still want instant gratification and they still want feedback, which is why online classes are less engaging to them, because online we cannot see their reaction, we cannot call them out, okay, we cannot look at them in the eye, we cannot give them face one-to-one feedback. All right, so this is something that it puts them at a disadvantage. So something that we have to ask ourselves, have our online teaching changed to reflect the state of our learners? Have we changed our teaching style in order to fit our Generation C students? All right, so we have to reflect back on our lessons, and we have to look at how we teach. Are we catering to Generation C students, or are we still catering to Generation Z students? Or worse, are we still catering to Generation Y students, which is the chalk and talk, okay, kind of a thing. All right, so we have to ask ourselves that. All right, and students are getting increasingly tired, unmotivated with the current situation and the lack of direction to their education and their future. Okay, day by day, we see our cases reaching 20K, more than 5 digits and above. Right, this demotivates everybody, including myself. Okay, if myself can feel that demotivated, how about students? Students feel uncertain about the future. When are they going to graduate? Are they going to graduate out with nothing in their head, or are they going to graduate with something in their head? They are worried about that. Okay, even if you're teaching secondary school students, they are worried that are they going to have enough knowledge to face the SPM? Are they going to be prepared enough for next year if they're facing SPM? Are they going to miss 1 whole year or even 2 whole years of worth of education because of this pandemic? Are we disadvantaging our Generation C students? Can we reignite their interest and passion in our classes? The answer is definitely yes, okay, with the right tools. Okay, and what can we do to keep keep things interesting in our classes? Okay, I'm very sure that all of you know quite a lot of things to keep, quite a number of things to keep things interesting in your class. Today, I'm going to be introducing you to something that I use in my class, which is Codenames Online. All right, so far so good. Any questions? I'm going a bit fast here because I'm known to be over time. All right, so I'm pushing on a bit fast here. All right. So what is Codenames in introduction? Codenames is a communication party game designed by Vlada Chaval. Okay. Now this is it. It's actually a board game, to be quite honest. Okay. It's actually a board game that I bought last year during the lockdown. Okay, to play with my family. Okay. And then I saw this game on YouTube. Okay. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna get this. So I went online and I bought it. All right. So I was like, hey, okay. When I was playing with my family, I'm like, this is a very good game to play in class. All right. But the thing here is this. This is a physical board game. Okay, this is a physical board game. And then what is, I'm going to talk about the online version later. All right, so what is this? This board game, okay, assumes that we are all spies working for competing countries, and each team has a spy master who knows the identity of all the spies in the field. But only the agents know the spies by the code names. Okay, in other words, it's verbal charades. Okay, it's verbal charades where you have to get your team to guess, okay, the words that is on the correct words that is on the grid. Okay, without giving away, but by only giving clues, by only giving one word clues. Okay, one word clues, and you have to tell your teammates, this is the clue, what is the word? Okay, so they have to mix and match the words in order to find which one is their spy. Okay, you're going to see a demo later. Right, and the goal of the game is for the agents to correctly identify the spies using the clues given by the spy master. Think of it as verbal charades. Okay, so the spy master gives a one-word clue as to which word is the correct word to say, and then the teammates have to guess which word. And then the thing here is they only get one guess. Okay, if they guessed it wrong, okay, they will either find, okay, a bystander, an innocent bystander, or worse still, okay, or they can even find the other party's, the other team's spy. That means you give the points to the competing team, or worse still, you can find the assassin. If you find the assassin, the game is over. Okay, they lost, the other team wins. All right, so it's a very fun and challenging game at the same time. All right. So you have to avoid the assassin at all costs, because if your teammates accidentally find the assassin, the whole game ends. All right, you guys lose and the other team will win. All right, so why code names? Why do I use code names? Just to give a bit of history. Now, it's a fun and meaningful way for both students and teachers to connect and have fun in the classroom. I tried it physically, okay, in class before, okay, with my EEP class last year. Okay, it worked very, very well. Okay, the physical EEP class, it worked very, very well. Okay, and it's a physical game, right? And it reinforces top vocabulary and encourages meaningful communication, teamwork, and competition. There's a lot of discussion going on. Okay, it seems because once the spy master gives the clue, okay, the spy master cannot talk after that, cannot explain, cannot elaborate. The teammates have to discuss among themselves. Is this the right word? Are these the right words? Okay, are these the right words to for this? Okay, but he said animals too. Okay, animals too. That means there are two words associated with animals in this particular grid of words. So which one of this is an animal word? Could this be an animal? Could that be an animal? That type of thing. Okay, so somebody have a very different idea of how that word functions, and then they talk it out. Okay, my students like really argues over these things. All right, and it keeps the lessons engaged and gamifies the online teaching and learning process. All right, you can put them into different breakout rooms, or you can even have a cooperative game where the whole class plays together. All right, so it's extremely versatile. Okay, the online version is good in the sense that you don't have to buy two separate versions. It's free. Okay, I bought this for about 150 plus ringgit. Okay, I had it shipped. All right, so 150 plus ringgit, and this is the original game. Right, but original game, and then there's another version called Codenames Duet, which is actually provided for free over here. All right, over the online version, you don't have to buy. It's for free online. All right. So it combats Zoom fatigue and makes the overall classroom experience much more fun and much more unpredictable. All right, my students don't even know when I'm going to play code names with them, because I mean, later I'm going to tell you how my class looks like, and then you will know why. Okay, they cannot predict as of why. Okay, my classes, I mean, they won't know when I'm playing code names with them. Right, and the online version has two modes, classic and duet. Okay, classic is this. It's an exact replica of this with more words. In fact, again, a lot more value if you go with the online version. Right, so it has this. This one is competitive game. You play with against two teams, which is what we're going to demo later. Okay, and then and then there's another version called Duet. It's a cooperative game. Everybody as a class plays together. There is no element of competition here. All right, it's free and customizable. You don't have to use the word list. You can create your own word list. I'm going to show you how later. Okay, we'll show you how later. If let's say you're teaching a very specific vocabulary, all right, you want to reinforce those vocabulary in, you can use code names. Okay, later. Okay, so how did I use code names in my class? Okay, I use it for my VU English for Business enrichment classes. Okay, I use it to enrich vocabulary and reinforce certain vocabulary because I have this thing called a word a day, hashtag a word a day with them. All right, my classes with them is every day for 3 hours. Okay, every day for 3 hours I meet them. Okay, and then every day I introduce a new word for them. Okay, like I'll give you an example. I gave them the word liaisons. All right, so they need to know the word liaisons. I gave them the definition. I gave them the examples. But how do I know that they have mastered it? They have sort of acquired this particular word through quizzes. Okay, in class I can get them to stand up. I can engage in a conversation with them. All right, or even listen to them outside of class to see whether they are using this word or not. But online, very rare it happens. So what I used was, okay, I integrated this word into the game. Okay, I inserted this word into the game, and there is a clear change of class engagement. Before, as the class gone by, as the class shifted online, let me backtrack a little bit. As I taught the class, as we shifted, because we started this class physical, okay, because it's only about 7, 8 of them in class, and yet we shifted online. Okay, there's a clear change of class engagement as the online class drags on. Like I said, okay, one of my most enthusiastic students lost his enthusiasm halfway through the online class. All right, so after I implemented the game, what happened was they felt energized. There's a motivation to remember daily vocabulary, a word a day. They feel motivated to memorize and to pronounce all these different words that they have learned. Okay, and it's a clear, it's a chance for them to practice the speaking skills. That is the class right there. Okay, you can see me there all the time. All right, so it fosters meaningful communication with them, and they look forward to their classes. All right, so this code names ultimately change the way that they look at the class. All right, so ready to play? Okay, I've been droning on and on. So let me show you what code names is all about. All right, so let me just exit out of this screen and share another one with all of you. This one. Now, if you go to codenames.game, okay, if you go to codenames.game, you go into this website. This is the website to use. Free, 100% free. Okay, so what do you do? Okay, when you are here, it's codenames.game. Okay, HTTP, okay, HTTP, your semicolon, backslash, okay, codenames.game. Okay, this is the website to go to. All right, so over here, very easy. The instructions are all there already. You just click create room. Okay, once you click create room, oh, come on. He's gonna do this to me now. Now, like I tried it like what? Few minutes ago, it was okay. Now it messes up on me. Okay, great. All right, so you end up here. You can change your language. Okay, so our international friends, if let's say you're like Lindsay, you want to do it in Tagalog, you can do it here. No, I don't think this is Philippines. Okay, I don't think this is Philippines. I think some. There are like Japanese here. There is German here. Hebrew, Jewish. I mean, there's Israel, Korean. Okay, if let's say you want to practice a foreign language, this can be it as well. So we just go with English because that's what all of us are here for. Okay, and then we just create room. Okay, so when you create room, oh, come on. Okay, when you create room, it will go to this particular screen. Come on. Okay, you'll go to this particular screen right here. All right, so over here, you can join in as a participant. Okay, you can play together with your students. Okay, or you can be a moderator. Okay, because if you're the moderator, you have to set up the game and let them join. Okay, let them join. Like for example, so I'm going to show you the two modes. This one is the classic mode. If you click over here, okay, you can look at the rules of how to play. Okay, over here, okay, it's a team versus team thing. So that means you have to split your students up into two teams, right? The two teams, or they can choose their own teams. Okay, we're going to talk about that later. Or we can even play cooperative game where everybody plays on the same grid and we are helping each other. Okay, that means team A will describe the team A will describe to team B will describe to team A. Right, different set of words, but looking at the same grid. Right, different set of words, but we're looking at the same grid. So it's a tag team sort of a thing. All right, and then for today's simplicity's sake, we are going to look at the competitive version. Okay, and then we can create your own word pack. Okay, this is the thing. Right, this to create your own word list. So if let's say you taught them a concept, or you taught them, let's say, liaison. Okay, after that you taught them you taught the redundant. Okay, you taught them the word redundant. So you can do this sort of things there. Okay, and then you can create your own word list here. Okay, like this. Okay, but you need a minimum. There's a minimum that you have to. Okay, there's a minimum that you have to fulfill. All right, so you can integrate your word list together with the word list. All right, but for now, I'm going to do it here first. Okay, I'm going to use the words that they provide, 400 over words that they provide. All right, so if I start new game, okay, what's going to happen is this. This is what your teammates are going to see. Okay, this is what your team. If you're playing as the operative, this is what you're going to see. All right. So now, red goes first. Okay, red goes first in this size, but it can be either side. All right. So red goes first. So you see the words here. You have to guess which is your team word, and who can see the team word? The spy master can see the team word. So if you're the spy master, you click join spy master. You see the red words right here. Okay, you see the red words. These are the words that you have to get your teammates to say. Okay, by giving them a clue. Okay, by giving them a clue. So let's try. Okay, so we have swing, we have button, we have pilot, we have whip, we have soldier, we have vet, okay, we have church, we have cell, we have ninja. Okay, we have to get them to say few of these words. Okay, few of these words in order to win the game. All right, so let's see which words connects. Which words connect to each other? Which words connect to each other? I see pilot, I see soldier, I see vet. Okay, I see pilot, soldier, I see vet. So I say what? Okay, we say three. Occupation. Occupation. Okay, we can say occupation. So we type in occupation. Okay, and then we say give clue. Multiple people can give clue. Okay, so if you have a lot of spy masters, okay, let's say you have 5 spy masters, or spy masters can give 5 different clues. Okay, and then you can discuss. Spy masters can communicate among themselves. Okay, and say which one is the word. Okay, which one is the word right here. So if let's say, okay, wait. Okay, now let me just switch back. Okay, I joined as operative. Okay, so if you're the operative, you see this screen. Okay, you will not see that one. So you see your friend giving occupation 3. So you see which one. Okay, which one is which word is associated with occupation? Occupation 3. That means there are 3 words that are associated with occupation. So we see. Okay, soldier. Okay, but sorry, pilot. So if let's say you're playing it as a team, okay, you can click on it. Okay, you can click on it. So you say, okay, Joseph think pilot, pilot is the word. Okay, so we can actually vote on it. The team members can vote for the word. Once you are certain that that word is the word that your teammate is trying to say, okay, click on it. Okay, click on it. So yes, this one is your word. So you got it right, you get to play another turn. So there are 2 more, right? Okay, there are 2 more. So we see right here. Okay, if let's say your friend says ninja. Okay, ninja is an occupation. Okay, ninja is an occupation, at least in Japan. All right, so your friend say, okay, ninja. Okay, your friend say ninja. But, oh yeah, ninja. Even though you realize that even though we did not, okay, we have no intention of calling out ninja, but if let's say your friends, correctly guess ninja, they get the point. Okay, so another one, let's purposely throw this. Okay, let's purposely throw this. People say, Bermuda. Wait, sorry, whip is an occupation as well. Okay, whip is an occupation as well. So we click this. Hey, okay, we get it. Hey, we become also we get it right. Okay, it's a wild guess. So we get it right. All right. So once we end our turn, we can end guess right here, and then the blue team is playing. Okay, it goes to the blue team. All right, so blue team, they see this. Okay, they see this. But if let's say we are the spy master, we have to get them to say these words. So let's say we're not confident, we say Japan. Okay, we say Japan 1, and we give clue. All right. So the teammates, okay, the teammates will see this. Wait, I'm switching roles here. Okay, I'm switching roles. But when you join in the game, you're able to pick your own roles. Okay, I'm just trying to demonstrate to you how to play this game. Japan won. Then you're like, okay, I'm not sure. Accidentally click Canada. Correct. Okay, but what happens if you click wrongly? Okay, what happens if you click wrongly? If you click this one, ooh, okay, this one is an innocent bystander. You guessed wrong. Okay, you guessed wrong. So you lose your turn. It will go back to the opposing team. Get it? Okay. So you can either join as a spectator, or you be moderating the game, or you can even join in for the both of them as well. Right? You can play the game together with your students. All right. So avoid the assassin. Okay, assassin is the black color, so you cannot get your team to click black. You cannot. Okay, if you click black, if they click black, that's it. The whole game, they lost the whole game. All right. Okay. Okay, let's play a bit of demo. Okay, let's play a little bit of demo game. All right. So okay, I'm going to copy this link and I'm going to put it in the WhatsApp group. All right. So those of you who have access to the WhatsApp group, all right. So let's click on it. Let's try. There are video tutorials there for you as well. If you go to this website, there is a YouTube video down here, okay, that you can view. They explain it much better. Okay, they explain it much better than I do. They created the game. All right, so they explain it much better. All right, so we have Grace, Christina, Sujin, Niao, Feline. All right, so you can join in which team, or I can randomize your team. Okay, if I randomize it, it'll become like this. Okay, so who wants to become the spy master? Okay, now Grace is the spy master. Okay, so Christina, would you like to be the spy master? Okay, great. All right, so we will start new game. Okay, so right now, okay, red team, Grace, you're the spy master. So now you know the words. I don't know the words. You know the words. All right, so give your teammate a clue. Okay, give your teammate a clue as to which word is your team's words. You can only give one word.
Okay, give me a while.
Okay.
Think and look at it. Okay, let's hope this works. I hope this is accurate.
Okay, so red team, your spy master has given you the clue baseball 2. So look at which word is associated with baseball, and there are 2 of them.
Yay, Lindsay.
Yes. Okay, yes. Lindsay got it. Okay, so one more.
Right.
Vera M, look for strike. Okay, so you guys want to go for strike? Spy master, you cannot say anything. Spy master must keep quiet, must not give any clues. Okay, great.
Yay.
All right. So you guys want to keep guessing? Okay, if you guys want to keep guessing, you can tap randomly if you think you know. All right, but if you want to end your turn, click end turn. All right, click end turn. All right, so now blue is your team. Okay, blue, Christina, you have to give a clue. You have to give the clue to your teammates. Seaside 1. Okay, Seaside 1. All right. So I feel beach as well. Okay, I feel beach as well. So yes, beach. Okay, so do we want to go for the next guess? Win. You sure about that? Okay, we clicked win already. Okay, so you see, anybody can click on it. Okay, anybody can click on the words. All right. So the whole, before you play the game, it might be okay, sorry, it might be pertinent to tell your students that, you know, once you click, there is no turning back. So discuss among your team members. All right. But for now, we don't have a breakout room. So yeah, you guys can do that. Guessing limit reached already. All right. So there is only 2 of them. All right. So yeah. Okay, we are left with 1 minute. Okay, we are left with 1 minute on the clock.
Sorry,
So
Joseph.
Yes.
Could I ask?
Yep.
How do you use this with breakout rooms?
Okay, so when you put in breakout rooms, you have to identify which team is which. The breakout rooms serve as a communication platform for them only, not for them to really play this game. It serves as a communication platform. So they must you're still projecting the screen out. Okay, at the same time. Okay, at the same time that they are using it to communicate, to say which word is which.
Oh, but aren't they supposed to just use the clue?
Yes, okay, but yes, they use the clue, but they can communicate among each other, not with the spy masters, to guess which word do they want to choose.
Oh, okay.
Because they can also, all of them can see the screen on their phone. Okay, you can see the screen on their phone or on the desktop or on their laptops. All right, so you don't have to project the screen out. So, but they need a breakout room to discuss with the teammates which word to guess. But do not include the spy master inside. Spy masters cannot be inside the breakout room.
Okay. Got it. Thanks.
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry.
Yes.
Question about that breakout room just now. Once they've done the discussion in the breakout room, after that, do they go out to the main classroom to give out the answers or what?
No, because they'll be playing it on their phone or on a separate on a browser on the laptops or the computers. So they don't even need to come out of the breakout rooms. They discuss, then they tap inside the browser itself.
So does that mean that they get to see the opponent's answers and all that since they are inside the breakout room?
No, because their breakout rooms are different. Okay, are different. Let's say the red team have their own breakout room, blue team have their own breakout room. So they won't be able to see each other's answers.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Okay. All right. Yes, you can still use, I think Google Meets, you can still have breakout rooms. I think it's a function already. Okay, there. Okay, I need to rush already, so I need to, you know, exit from here and go over here. Okay, so any other questions regarding this? You can email me. Okay, if you have further questions, how to use the game. Okay, I'd like to chat a little bit more because we have only like 40 minutes. Okay, we don't have much time. All right, in order for me to like fully demonstrate this up for you. If you want to play a game, okay, with me as well, definitely hit me up on my email. Okay, set up an appointment. I'm more than happy to guide you face to face, one-to-one through Zoom. All right, on how to play this game with your students. We can even play together. All right, then you can get hang of it, then you can implement it in your class. Great, people like Grace Tan, Grace Lee, okay, Loy, they're my colleagues, so I'm able to teach them. I'm able to hold a separate training session for them if they want to. But if you want me to just to do a little bit for your colleagues in your own school, feel free to hit me up. All right. So if there are no further questions, I thank you all so much and happy gaming. Woo!
Thanks,
Thank you.
Joseph.
No problem. Okay, so proceed on to session 2 of your workshop and refer to a confirmation email or the WhatsApp group for your section 2 links. Thank you, and I'll see you guys soon. All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.